Hey folks, welcome to Bulletin Brass. Today we are doing a face mask video. I don't know. I just got my new Neckos in, one Guggen, one heavy metal tungsten. I thought it'd be amusing to do a COVID episode wearing a mask, which I'm not going to wear for the whole thing. So, Guggen and proud. Okay, so this is another 6.5 Creedmoor episode. This is what our second about the rifle, third about the caliber, so to speak. And finally got it out to shoot. Got the rings, got the scope mounted. I didn't think it was worth doing a video of that process. YouTube kind of frowns on gun assembly and process videos. I figure why push buttons when you don't have to? And let's face it, if you want to see somebody mounting a scope, there's a few 100,000 videos about that. Vortex probably has a better video than I can make. And it's their product. It's their 6.5 to 20 in their rings going onto an EGW base onto the Bergara. So, first impressions from shooting it. Very impressed. I started out with the MagTech cheap. I think I paid 50 cents a shot ammo. It's up to 70 cents now. So if you didn't get it, it's still the cheapest ammo out there. Not as cheap. But my hope was to use that for shooting steel without changing my zero from the 140 ELDs. And mission accomplished. The zero between the two, more than close enough for shooting steel plates. I would basically say that zero is closer than the margin of error for the cheap ammo. I was very impressed. I was getting just over a minute of angle, maybe 1.5 with the cheap stuff, and I was not particularly shooting for groups. I was just zeroing and getting a feel for it. And then I went to the ELDs, and my first two shots basically made one little hole. It opened up a little from there, but part of that was me, part of that was just the weather conditions were not ideal, and part of that was I was shooting in a less than ideal setup. I was off a bench that was not designed for bipods. I mean, I haven't done a lot of precision shooting in a while. Definitely not at my best. So I was very impressed. The group was well under an inch. I'm going to put a video, or not a video, a freeze frame of it. But I put up 1-inch pasties, the hole covered from Shoot and See. Put 4 of those up on my target. And I kind of figured, after I get it zeroed, we'll kind of use that as a test, because they claim that it is a minute of angle or less with quality match grade ammo out of the box. That's Bergara's claim. Well, they're absolutely right. I was not working that hard. I was definitely not in ideal circumstances, and I hit every single one of those little dots. And to some extent, it did better than that because I was biased a little low, and I did one click up, and that would have made it even smaller. So, yeah, I'm very happy so far. Obviously, I had to bring this up, and that is higher than I would like. But I can bring this down a little bit if I can find rings that'll do it. These are 0.9 rings. They're 0.9 inches above, for the center, above their base point. I could probably come down to 0.75, but I can't find 0.75 rings I like that are quality without being astronomically priced. Really, that's the hiccup, is if I want decent, I don't want to pay $200 for the rings, but I can't find anything better than junk that isn't $200 and is in that size range that is intended for this. I mean, you can find certain other things. I'm considering taking off the base and mounting direct. Gives me a little more leeway in terms of ring height. Obviously, since I'm not manually feeding rounds into the chamber, I don't care that I'll have a little less room here with the scope. By the time you have the base there, it's already kind of blocking it anyway. I think that I'll have enough clearance because in here, right here, even with the scope cover on, my clearance is sufficient. I could put a permanent scope cover on rather than the slide on, slide off type that I constantly have to take off. Those fit a little snugger. And I would just have a flip up one and something for the back. Not a big deal, really not. But I would like to get it lower. I would like to come down a good bit and a little nap or something. But overall, perfectly doable setup. I am not in any rush to change it. I will do my shopping, could be a year, before I get around to messing with this further in terms of that setup. Because at this point, this works. It is comfortable with the cheek riser up. It is perfectly doable. I will mark on the riser where that position is so I can easily redo it. And you just get on with the shooting. It isn't worth stressing out over. But if you can find a more ideal setup and the price is affordable, you do it. So I will include the little shots that I snapped earlier. There'll be a little montage here. Other thoughts. The trigger was excellent. It is not the lightest trigger. It isn't the most perfectly crisp trigger I've ever felt, but it isn't mushy, and it has a excellent surprise release. You're squeezing, you're squeezing, you're squeezing, boom. And it was always hold on target, build, 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 bang. And every single time it was that momentary, oh, it's great. Most of my rifles, very quickly, you learn what that feel is going to be like right before they've got a little tick, a little something. Or they build up to a particular pressure and then release, and you can really feel that moment. This, it was almost like you were at the pressure and you were just continuing to pull, and then it went. The best way I can put it, it's like an archery release that is a back tension release, where you've got the release in place, and you're holding tension, and you just kind of pull through, and at some point it goes. So you're not really moving, you're not really adding tension of any noticeable amount, but just enough. The bolt felt smooth, very easy feeding. One of the things I don't like about the 308 is that the Savage always felt like it was working to feed the next round. This, I almost always felt like it hadn't loaded the next round. Is it loaded? I'll pull the trigger and find out. And very smooth, very soft. Did not have ejection problems. I was kind of gently pulling back and catching them, so they were bouncing back in, but they were ejecting. I know that's an issue people were having with the Bergaras, was even if you gave it a good pull, they kind of weren't coming out of the rifle consistently. Didn't seem to be an issue, but I wasn't trying to send them flying. But if I didn't catch it, it did go flying out of the rifle. Magazine release, I mean, it's the Magpul setup. It works great. It's not top of the line, but nice and easy, nice and smooth. I did not use the P-Mag today. I used the Bergara factory mag. No issues, very smooth. That's about it. That's all I got. It was just the first impressions and initial range report. Very happy. I am most definitely pleased with the purchase. I am most definitely not stressing out over the scope setup anymore. It is what it is. It's working. I didn't have anything slipping. The mounting wasn't, off or anything. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, have fun, stay safe, y'all. And we will be right back with another video. Say hi.